Hi, this is Simon Leung back with another live Q&A where I am filling in once again for the unfill-inable Mr. David Lemon. Yes, I do like to make up words now and again because, hey, it is 12 a.m. for me on the 12th of May. So yes, this is me coming to you from the future. This is how the future looks like. All right. So depending on where you are, of course, you might be in the past or you might be in the future from me. Regardless, probably not the best of situations. You don't want to be where I am because officially today on the 12th of May is when the entire country nationwide of Malaysia is going back into full-blown lockdown. Yep. Well, I'm in Penang, and so we've been on full-blown lockdown actually for the last 1 or 2 days already, and in KL and some other states already been there for a few days as well. But today, officially nationwide lockdown until most likely, at least they say, next month, which we don't know if they're going to extend or not. But regardless, this is where we are. So hopefully wherever you happen to be, you are keeping safe. Everything is working well for you and all is nice and dandy. But regardless, we are here for one reason and one reason only. And that, of course, is to say hi to you and answer your questions. So if you're around, let us know if you're watching us live by putting in #live. Or if you're watching us on the replay, give us a #replay. Let us know where you're from, your country, your city, your time, because I also want to know what time it is where you are at right now. And so we usually like to give a few moments before we actually jump right into the Q&A or whatever the content of the day might be, simply because we know that some people might stroll in a little bit late. Some people may completely have missed their notifications, or regardless, maybe you haven't subscribed. Maybe you haven't liked our pages. Maybe, just maybe, you are not following us inside of our Facebook group, in which case, shame on you. But if you are, make sure that you are right here every time those notifications are notifying you that we are on live, because every time that you are on live with us, we always enjoy the opportunity to engage with you, to interact with you. And in this case, in today's case, yes, we're going to be answering some of your questions. So we have a few friends, of course, Mr. Trader Rob. We always see him live regardless of what show. It might be right here on Groove Live. It might be Groove at any time. It might be another one. It might even be a private one on my own personal channels or pages or groups or whatever else. Mr. Rob is always there. #live from Riverview, Florida. Good to see you, Mr. Rob. Usually it is me that is really in the middle of the day, and sometimes for Mr. Rob it's the middle of the night, but this time it is the other way around. And of course, that is why I'm slurring my words, because it is, of course, getting quite late for me. So good to see you, Mr. Rob, regardless of what time it is where you're at. Andrew is also saying #live from Texas. Good to see you. We also got Throng Spieler. Forgive me if I completely butcher your name, but thank you for saying hi. We see you. Next time, I'm just going to call you TS, okay, so that we don't actually ruin anybody's name anymore. Where else are we? Okay, so we got Azale saying, hey, what's up? I'm over in New Jersey / New York. Good to see ya. Good afternoon to you. I believe it is 12 p.m. So a good day to you. Tyra, join us #live. Good morning, PST. Have a great week. It's 9 a.m. if you're in PST time. So good to see you. With other Facebook user saying hello from the Netherlands. Yes, we did just welcome yet another, I believe, few dozen brand new people into our various communities. So if you're joining us for the very first time, make sure that you see right below me in the video on the ticker. Give it a few short seconds as it makes its way around right there. Okay, as you'll soon be able to see, please go to grooveover.to/authorize. Okay, once again, that's grooveover.to/authorize, so that we can actually authorize Facebook to show us who you are on StreamYard. So next time, we're not going to just see Facebook user. We'll actually be able to see your name as well as your smiling face in your profile picture, which would be absolutely awesome. Okay, and then we have TS, who's also saying that he or she is from Long Island, New York. Forgive me once again because I'm looking at the profile picture and I cannot tell if you are a he or a she. So let me know next time, okay? Maybe in the future, we can actually see your profile picture. We can get to know who you are so that we can be much closer as a community as well. So as all of you here should know, yes, this is, of course, a Q&A session. And by no means am I saying that I am an expert in anything Groove related. In fact, earlier on, if you remember, I said that I'm filling in for the unfill-inable David Lemon, because of course David Lemon is the product specialist. Okay, so TS saying she is a she. Thank you. Now I'll be able to communicate this a lot more clear. But regardless, I am filling in to answer questions, and by no means am I saying that I will know all of the answers to all of the questions. And so what I do want to invite you to do, if at ever I'm not able to answer anything, okay, I want to direct you over to grooveover.to/questions. Okay, once again, grooveover.to/questions, as you'll see in the ticker below. Okay, and that's where you're going to want to submit some questions where maybe next week, or if you want me to directly get in touch with you, ask your questions there, and at that point in time, we'll go ahead and answer them for you, hopefully live, because we want to see you here again. All right, but in the meantime, if you do happen to be joining us right here, #live, do us a favor if you have any questions that we can see. And unfortunately, with StreamYard, sometimes we're not able to see all the comments that come in. So once again, please forgive us if somehow we missed your questions. But in due time, what we do realize is that we start getting a lot of comments. People start talking to each other and saying hi and all those things. So it is quite possible that we will miss your questions again. No worries. All right. Go back right here to where it says grooveover.to/questions. Go ahead and submit your questions there. Or when we have time, we will also go back in directly into our social media channels. And once we see a question that we did not get the chance to answer live on the air, of course, we will do our due diligence to hopefully either answer them for you or direct you to the right resources for that. All right, so with that, let's go ahead and take on some of the questions that have been coming in, because about 24 hours or so before I actually came on live, I did send a little message inside of our group with the little, I don't know what you call it. I guess it's StreamYard telling you that we have a live scheduled, right? And so on that particular post, we invited you to ask your questions, and we did get some questions. And so for the first several minutes, for maybe the first few dozen questions or so, unless we see some pressing ones that come on live, of course, we want to fill in the time as opposed to just waiting around for questions to come in, right? We do have some questions that have already been asked that we want to make sure that all of us can address as well. All right, so going into some of our questions so far, our first one of the day comes from Leung. And I'll blow this up for you so that you can see this right now. It says, how long do we think it will be for free members to get Groove Mail? If it's going to be a while, what are some good autoresponders for integration? Very good question, Liam. Thank you for asking that. The best way for you to find any answers to Groove Mail, whatever that we have right now, okay? Of course, as what we mentioned previously, we do not have all of the answers. However, the good news is that last week, right here on our channel, on our page, in our group, wherever it is that you might be watching us, Miss Donna Fox herself, the CMO of Groove Digital, she did an hour and a half with Groove Mail updates with Donna Fox, as well as a whole bunch of Q&As, a whole bunch of different announcements, a lot of questions also being answered live as well. So if you haven't already, I want to invite you to come to our YouTube channel, which you can find at youtube.com/Groove Digital. If I'm not mistaken, that link should also be available in the ticker as soon as it gets there somewhere, okay? But if not, I've highlighted it for you right here on the actual screen itself. Go to youtube.com/GrooveDigital, and what you're going to see, okay, what you're going to see is a page that looks very similar to this one, and the one that you're going to want to go to whenever you have an hour and a half to spare. And even if you don't, I recommend that you watch 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, 15 minutes there, 3 minutes here, 30 minutes there. Watch the whole thing, because if you are interested in anything GrooveMail related, this is the one session that you absolutely want to watch. Okay, so come over here. As you can see, we got already 2,000 views. We got already so many people are interested in either learning about GrooveMail or listening to Donna Fox, maybe even a combination of both. And so once you're here at youtube.com/GrooveDigital, you should as well be able to see the one and only Donna Fox with the purple thumbnail over here, which obviously is a huge standout out of everything else, and all the other thumbnails that you see over here. Definitely take 90 minutes out of your time to watch this, okay? And it will help you to answer any questions that you might have about GrooveMail. Now, going back to the question itself, because I want to make sure that in addition to showing you that resource, that we also answered anything else that you might have. How long do we think it might be for free members to get GrooveMail? So to answer your question, Liam, what we learned from Donna is that we don't actually have a hard stop question or answer to that one, okay? So it could be within a matter of weeks. It could be within a matter of months. What you will listen to is Donna explaining very clearly that it will be a rollout process, eventually, slowly but surely, over the next several weeks. Okay, so if you want full information on that, listen to Donna explain it directly from the horse's mouth, because of course that's where you're gonna get the best information. Okay, so again, highly recommend that you come to our YouTube channel, watch this video for that. Another question being addressed: if it's going to be a while, what are some good autoresponders for integration? The cool thing about Groove, okay, is that we typically are not going to recommend you anything that we don't think is good. So what do we mean by that? Well, if you go into your Groove account, if you see an integration, if you go into Groove pages and you see options for you to integrate with different autoresponders, any autoresponder that you actually see inside of our integration options, okay, as long as it's there, chances are they're pretty good, okay? They are pretty good in terms of popularity, in terms of customer service, in terms of the quality of their services. So if you see different autoresponders, for example, I'll name a few of them because from memory, okay, I remember that these are integrations that are possible. MailChimp, for example, right? Aweber is another example. GetResponse is another example. So do us a favor, go back into the integration section within your Groove account and just check out individually each of the individual ones that are easily integrated within Groove, and those are the ones that more or less we will recommend that you get started with. All right, now keep in mind, with the exception of, I believe, MailChimp, is very probable that most of the other ones are probably not free. Okay, so MailChimp is free for up to, I believe, 2,000 members, I believe, subscribers, the last time that I checked. So you might want to go back there and check. But regardless, some of the other ones that I may have listed, for example, things like Aweber or GetResponse or a few other ones, they may have 14-day free trials or 30-day free trials or an X amount of days or X amount of subscribers free trials. Those are the ones that you can look into, and you make a decision on yourself which one is the best for you. But if you're looking for something that is temporary, okay, then I would probably say, why not go with something like MailChimp, because it's free for an indefinite amount of time, from my understanding, for up to 2,000 members. And so at the time when GrooveMail actually is launched once again, you don't have to worry about having to ever have invested in anything, if, of course, assuming you've kept under that 2,000 subscriber mark. But regardless, for most people who are starting out, 2,000 is more than enough for several weeks of their time to start building their first list. And once GrooveMail is ready, you can go ahead and transfer everything over. Okay, so that is my personal recommendation to you, Mr. Leung. Hopefully that serves to answer your question. Okay, and then going into some of the comments that we see over here, we got another one from Rob. He says, I've been thinking about GrooveAsia. I noticed in the past, a lot of people had translation issues. Will GrooveAsia be addressing this language barrier problem for future content? This is a very, very good question, Mr. Rob, because for everything that I have been doing, for the past decade and a half, I've been speaking around the world. I've been going to countries, conducting courses, doing seminars, and many other different types of events where translation has been necessary. And so I can speak with experience, letting you know that, of course, when it comes to the language barrier problem, that is always going to exist. For example, especially when we're talking about Groove, we're talking about software. If I were to communicate with different people on my team, different community members, different customers, different community members, right? We would say things like, oh, you know, this software, we want to work out all these bugs, for example, right? In English, of course, bugs is a word, a technical term that basically relates to any problems or issues that might happen in software. That word does not necessarily exist in that particular direct translation in many other different languages. For example, if I'm speaking in Chinese, right, and I'm talking about bugs, the way that we know bugs to be, the word is not bugs, it's something else, right? When we're talking about a mouse for your computer, okay, it's also not the same word when we're talking about this in other languages as well. So regardless of different types of things that we are working on, okay, the language barrier is going to happen. And for all of you who are watching right now, you might not know too much about Mr. Rob. I know Mr. Rob pretty well because he's always on these live shows. He's always commenting. He's always leaving questions. And so if there's anyone that you will want to get to know, it's this guy, because he is getting his feet wet, so to speak, in many aspects of internet marketing, which from now, that's why he's asking all these types of higher level questions, is because he has the experience doing so. And I believe that the last time I talked to him, he was talking about he's got like dozens, if not approaching 100 people working for him across his different businesses. And by the way, just so that you know, I was there when Mr. Rob was actually starting out, okay? And he was learning all these things. He was a part of our Fast Start Marketing Lab in January. And so with all of that, right, I was there every step of the way when he was learning all these things. He was sharing about his, epiphanies. He was sharing about his bright ideas. He was sharing about what he was going to do next. But not only that, he went ahead and he did them. Okay, and so with all of that, that's why Mr. Rob is asking all these higher level questions about different cultures, because he also has been hiring people from overseas to do a lot of his work for him. So back to his question, right? I've been thinking about GrooveAsia. I noticed in the past, a lot of people had translation issues. It's not just in the past, by the way, to this very day. And of course, in the future, that's always going to happen. Will GrooveAsia be addressing this language barrier problem for future content? The answer is absolutely yes. The good news with having, for example, me on board, and of course, some of the other partners that we're working with, is we are very, very used to working with different countries. When I was doing my live events, even about a year prior to everything being shut down, believe it or not, we've been shut down since March of last year for over a year. I have not traveled outside of Penang, whereas before, every single week, literally every single week, I would be traveling, whether it's traveling on a road trip to KL because I had an office there, or because I was flying to another country to do an event there, a seminar, conducting courses, or whatever else. I knew about all the different cultural differences. When I went to Vietnam, we were forced to do all of our workshops, all of our seminars, all of our events with a Vietnamese translator. When it came to Thailand, okay, we did the same thing. Everything had to be translated in real time in Thai. And so depending on what you're talking about, Mr. Rob, if you're talking about the actual system itself, you bet that we're going to have professionals. We're going to have native level speakers who are going to directly translate any technical term that we need to, so that every single step of the way, we actually have some real deal, direct, authentic translations of those words in the actual language themselves. We cannot have, I'm thinking of a word that should not be shared in the air, because who knows, there could be kids watching this, but putting in half efforts, let's just say, or not putting in their full effort. We want quality translation. So whether we're talking about the system translation, we're talking about the landing pages, we're talking about the website, or in the case of certain live events where we might be doing live webinars, we might be doing, like, for example, the launch event that we're going to be doing 36 hours straight, right? We're going to want to make sure that, yes, we have the professional translators who can translate in real time as well. Now, just to let you know, very funny enough, for the majority of the live events that I did overseas, okay, it was like I said one sentence or one phrase in English, and then in real time, right after that, somebody would say that in Thai or Vietnamese or in Malaysian or whatever else, right? And that just happens to be like a back and forth type of thing. Now, when we're online, okay, we can't really do that, because it's very possible that I can be here talking to you, but at the same time, okay, we will have people from Vietnam, from China, from Taiwan, from Hong Kong, from Thailand, from India, from Bangladesh, from all these different parts of the world, Indonesia, Malaysia, who speak other languages outside of just simply English. And we can't just do that one-time back and forth translation, right? Because I can be talking to people who are speaking 10 different languages. The good news is that with the technology that we plan to use, we can have that one-to-many translation. I will still be doing my presentation in English. All of our guest speakers, right, our experts, they'll still be doing their live demos and everything else in English as well. But then the customer, okay, the viewer, they can be on their side of the screen. They can select the language that they want. Chinese is usually the most difficult, right? Because Chinese has so many different dialects, but the most popular would be Chinese Mandarin as well as Cantonese. And so our plan, of course, is to have both of those major dialects. We also plan to have them in multiple languages so that people can choose them. So regardless of whether it's a live event or whether it's just something like something on the screen, yes, we do intend to have a lot of different systems in place to ensure that all of those will work out very, very well. Okay. And Trader Rob is also saying, sweet, native language translator is going to cut my A/B testing by so much. Woohoo. Hello, higher conversion rates. And yes, and that is why, by the way, this whole, expansion of Groove is such a huge opportunity, not just for me, not just for people who live in this part of the world. It is a huge opportunity for everybody, for every single Groovester involved, because guess what? You don't need to be able to know all these different languages. I don't, right? I speak maybe fluent Cantonese, maybe fluent Mandarin, okay, in the sense that I can converse, okay? But guess what? Even when I go to Taiwan, I still prefer to have a translator, right? Because I don't want to think in two different languages and say one thing in English and then translate directly, because we do have a multicultural audience. There will be people who only understand English as well. Okay, so with all of that, yes, this is a huge opportunity for all of us to be able to do so many different things where, of course, you as a Groovester, if you want to take advantage of this opportunity, there are definitely so many things that you can do as well. Okay, so in addition, we also see Mr. Rob saying, you inspired me to start doing YouTube. Remember? Yes, I do remember. We went through the Vlogmas, and initially it was only supposed to be what? 25 days or something like that. It went on to be like 40 plus days. And I still remember that you were one of the few people who actually took action and accepted the invitation to start doing YouTube videos. So congratulations, Mr. Rob, for taking action on that. And for every single one of us who's watching this right now, we also invite you to take action as well on many different things. Okay, and then we have another friend on YouTube, Too Fun Anyway, saying, when do we get commissions on free sign up? That's a very good question. When do you get commission on free sign up? Okay, if I answer your question exactly the way that you ask it, when do you get the commissions on the free signups? The answer is never. Okay, you get paid whenever your free signups actually upgrade. Okay, so they must upgrade in order for you to actually get your commissions. This is not a pay per lead or a pay per free sign up type of affiliate program. You can, of course, collect your leads. The good news, though, is that regardless of when your free leads upgrade, it can be immediately, it can be a week from now, it can be a month from now, 6 months from now, a year from now. As long as you initially sign them up, they will, of course, be tagged to you, and you will still, of course, get credits later on down the road already. Okay, and then continue on with different questions. We have another question from Natalie. What if I speak French? What can I do? And I'm in Canada. Congratulations, Natalie, for speaking French and being in Canada. Unfortunately, that is a little bit outside of my department. Okay, for me, I am a partner of the GrooveAsia side only. And so whenever there is an additional opportunity, okay, of course, I invite you to connect with me, to stay up to date with whatever other type of information that we might have when it comes to additional future expansion. But just to let you know, everything is being expanded and rolled out one step at a time, just like with everything else in Groove. In fact, GrooveAsia was not the first expansion. Groove Brazil actually was. Okay, and so now we're getting to the point where we're improving and expanding into the Asian territories, and maybe in the future there will be places like France or Canada targeting French, as well as different partners targeting Spanish and Russian and whatever else. Who knows, right? As these continue to get released, they will also continue to be announced. So the good news is, of course, even though we don't have plans for that just yet, it's not around just yet, stay tuned, be a big part of our community, reach out to me, connect with us, be a part of everything that we're doing in our private groups and everything along those lines. Whenever there is brand new opportunity, you will be the first to know. Okay, and then we're scrolling through Too Fun is saying, thank you, sir. You are very welcome. And then Trader Rob is saying, where should I go to improve my VSL page copywriting skills? That is a very good question, Mr. Rob. In fact, I would probably say the best way for you to learn is through example. Okay, the good news for you, and I don't really want to say this as an ultimate solution for everybody, because I know that not all of us had the same opportunity. We had people who joined us very recently, within the last week, within the last day, within the last month. But I know for you, Mr. Rob, you actually joined us for the Fast Start Marketing Lab. And so inside the Fast Start Marketing Lab, I'm sure you also went through a lot of really interesting, a lot of really good copywriting sessions, right? And so this is an invitation to all of you out there. The next time, and I'm not saying that there will be, but the next time that there might happen to be an opportunity where you can sign up for education directly from the Groove team, Mr. Rob will be one of the first to tell you how much value he actually got from that actual 6-week or 2-month webinar series or whatever it was. Okay, and so the good news for you, Mr. Rob, is you already have access to all that content. Copywriting was one of many, many dozens of different types of topics that were covered, right? And so you, of course, have access to that. Definitely highly recommended that you go in and check that out. For the rest of us, okay, I would probably say a good place to start will be Google. will be YouTube. Start from the beginning and do searches on basic copywriting skills. But once again, if I were to say the next best way for you to learn is to learn by example, then I would say study. Study this page right here. GrooveFunnels.com. Is it surprising? I don't think so, right? Because GrooveFunnels.com, as you hear from Mr. Mike talk about again and again and again, all these record-breaking types of conversions, all these record-breaking types of revenue and numbers. A big part of it has to do with the power behind the copywriting, okay? The headline, the subheadline, the videos, all the bullet points, the way that the body of the entire sales letter is communicating to you as a customer, as a potential affiliate, as a potential upgraded member, platinum member, whatever else. Study what is on that page. That page has been responsible for many unheard of numbers. We're talking about, upwards of, on average, even in the first few months, $35,000 to $50,000 USD a day in sales. That went on to be, on average, over $100,000 a day in sales. That went on multiple occasions, $1 million days. If you did not have good copywriting, if your website sucked, if it wasn't high converting for whatever the case might be, you're not gonna get anywhere near those numbers, okay? The fact of the matter is that GrooveFunnels.com, the website, is a record-breaking website. This page has broken all kinds of records, so the best way that you can do, go to GrooveFunnels.com, study it, model after it, okay? If you see the headline that you like, then model after it, okay? If you see videos that you think are high converting, model after those as well, okay? Watch and pay very close attention. What is said inside the bullet points? What are the features, the benefits, the call to action, okay? Not only that, but of course, any opportunity that you can to see any other website that Groove Digital would actually launch, whether it's talking about the Groove magazine, whether it's talking about the Fast Start Marketing Lab, whether it's talking about the Groove Digital Presents, the weekly webinars, or whatever else, right? Just know that an all-star marketing team, an all-star copywriting team as well, they're all behind the scenes getting all these things done, okay? And of course, under the guidance of Mr. Mike Filsaime himself as well. So just know that whatever types of content that's being released, all the sales pages that's being released directly from Groove Digital, all of those things are absolutely amongst the best of the best. I would highly recommend that you study those as well, okay? We have another message here from Linny saying the Groove stream looks amazing. Thank you very much. And then we're taking a look at some of the questions over here. Azael is saying, what vlog thing? I'm not sure what vlog thing you're talking about, but vlog is a video, blog. And I think that you're referring to earlier when I was talking to about Mr. Rob about the Vlogmas, okay? Vlogmas, do a Google search on that. VLOGMAS is basically an exercise on YouTube where YouTubers upload a video a day every single day in December up until Christmas, okay? Every single day, they just upload a video. It's like a challenge. It's a video challenge type of thing, and it just so happens to happen around Christmas time, so that's why they call it Vlogmas, okay? So hopefully that answers your question. All right, so going back into some of the questions that we did receive earlier, here is another question that we got. We have a question from Rangan or Rangan, okay? And this question asked the question, okay? Rangan asked the question, hi, can someone explain how GrooveFunnel can help realtors? Just to let you know, if you're curious, I do classes, okay? Or at least in my previous life, a year ago, right? I did live, physical, in addition to seminars and workshops and everything else. One of the classes that I taught was about marketing, okay? About internet marketing, video marketing, And this would apply to anybody, regardless of what profession you might be. The interesting thing is that one of my students, he was actually a realtor. And of course, we had lawyers in there, we had doctors in there, we had other coaches and trainers and consultants, you name it, okay? Our strategies just simply work for any business. If you're in the business of wanting to generate leads or generate sales, our courses are able to teach you how to do that. One thing that's very interesting is that student who is a realtor, and I'm sure you'll agree, in the real estate market, super highly cutthroat, right? Very competitive. And everybody is competing against one another. And everyone now, at that time, still even, everyone's competing against each other because they wanted to do, Facebook ads, they wanted to do videos, they wanted to do whatever they could in order for them to actually get up ahead, right? And so interestingly enough, the student who learned my strategy, okay, and at the time, there was no Groove. There was no GrooveFunnels. There was no Groove pages. We had to manually actually create all those things that Groove now is able to easily allow you to do. So what did I teach this person how to do? I taught my student how to create a video, okay? Create a video, host it on YouTube, which now you can, of course, use with GrooveVideo if you want. Embed that video onto his website. And I think that we talked about Google Sites, we talked about WordPress, we talked about some other stuff. Now you can just use Groove pages. But with that one simple system alone, where he then was able to capture the audience directly, organically, through SEO, through YouTube searches, through Google search, whatever else, right? Between that video, as well as that one landing page, this kid who is a realtor, he became the #1 realtor in Penang. The #1. All the different competitions, all the different contests, he won them all. Last year, he won this brand new BMW. Okay, and this was all in the middle of the pandemic. I think it was like September, October timeframe when our lockdowns loosened up just a little bit, right? This guy drove me around in his brand new BMW that he won as a result of being one of the top realtors in Penang, okay? Actually the top. And of course, he drove me around because I was also looking for a new place. And of course, we upgraded. And that's all because of Groove, by the way, okay? So really, really cool stuff. And so in addition to that, he won all these holidays. He won all these vacations. He won all these prizes. So yes, by creating a funnel, by leveraging on everything that Groove already has for you, whether it's the ability to create a video, whether it's embedding that video onto your Groove page, and whether it's using whatever now or future type of strategy to promote your pages, okay? Get people organically by searches. Later on, you'll do live streams with GrooveStream. Later on, you'll do webinars with GrooveWebinar, or for whatever else, okay? This will allow you as a realtor, just like with any other job, career, business, okay? You will be able to use Groove for whatever purpose that you want. All right, so hopefully that also serves to answer your question. Another question that I am seeing over here comes from Narayan. And Narayan says, any idea when the lifetime offer 1397 going up? Okay, is the product mature enough to spend this amount? Please advise. A very good question, okay? I think nobody really knows the answer to the first part of the question. When is 1397 actually gonna go up? Actually, I think at one point in time, it did go up last year, but then it came back down. And then on multiple occasions, we also heard that it was gonna go up again. It would increase in price again very soon, like within the next couple of weeks or within the next month or two type of thing. Right now, of course, the only time that we're actually gonna know is when it actually will rise up. From what I understand, there's not gonna be any announcements. There's not gonna be any fanfare. We're not gonna say, make sure that you upgrade now if you want to, right, at the 1397 because the price is going to increase next week or in 5 days or in 3 days. From my understanding, when it is decided that it's going to go up, it's just going to go up. So my recommendation is, if you want to make sure that you lock in that 1397, if the price is a concern for you, okay, then take action right now. On the other hand, the second part of the question, is the product mature enough to spend this amount? Okay, this can be answered in multiple ways. The reason why 1397 was even a part of the pricing plan in the first place was because, and is still because, we're still in beta. Okay, and at the time that it initially launched in beta, that was when 1397 was the actual price point. So there is no justification on whether or not a product is already mature enough to spend the 1397, because when the product is mature enough, in whatever your definition of mature enough might be, it's not going to be 1397 anymore. Okay, the 1397 is the lowest that it's ever been, and most likely the lowest that it ever will be. Okay, and the reason why it's at this price point right now is because things are still continuing to improve. Things are still continuing to get better. So the only two questions that you should be asking is, number one, is pricing an issue, right? If the answer is yes, then take action right now. 1397 is as low as it's ever been and as low as it's ever gonna be. If your answer is no, okay, pricing is not an option, you rather just wait until the product is more mature, then go ahead and wait, okay? Wait until it's more mature in your definition, as in maybe more tools are launched, maybe as in more advanced features have been added, okay? Whatever, again, your definition might be, but rest assured, when that happens, more likely than not, it's not gonna be 1397 anymore, and chances are it's probably not even gonna be a one-time offer anymore either, or a one-time investment anymore. There are plans, just so that you know, for this to continue right after the price increase, right? The next logical stage is Groove will roll into a monthly subscription plan. Okay, so at that point in time, when you think, oh, you know, it's mature enough, it has everything that I want, well, at that time, of course, if you feel like that's when you want to take action, you have the option to do that, okay? If money is not an issue for you. For many of us, okay, we want the best deal. We want to make sure that we grandfather ourselves in right now at 1397. Not only would we not need to pay any more when the price goes up or when the monthly subscription plan comes in, but at the same time, the current offer is that whenever future additional apps get released, you also get access to that as well. When the price increases, when the beta level is over, when it goes into a monthly subscription plan, we cannot guarantee that anymore. Okay, so there obviously is the yay and the nay, the pros and the cons. Ultimately, it is up to you, but hopefully with my brief description so far, that will help to alleviate some of your concerns and help to make a decision that is the best for you. Okay, so hopefully that helps. We have another question over here from Janaid, if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Okay, and it says, how can I use Groove to promote ClickBank products? And is Groove free? Thanks in advance. Two parts to this question. I see a pattern here. Usually people don't just ask one question. There's usually multiple ones, okay? How can I use Groove to promote ClickBank products? That's the first part of the question. The answer to that is you would promote ClickBank products in pretty much the exact same way if you are to be using Groove, the same way as you would be using to promote anything else. If you want to promote a webinar, if you want to promote Groove, right? If you want to promote your own products, your own services, you would promote ClickBank products in the exact same way. So what I'm going to do right now is I am going to, again, take you back to our page right here on YouTube, where if you go to youtube.com/GrooveDigital, okay, you will see this particular page. This is our YouTube channel. Now, if you are here and you want to learn, how to promote this or how to promote that, I would probably invite you, okay? First and foremost, go to where it says videos over here. Like I said, the way that you would promote ClickBank products would be the exact same way as how you would promote anything else. So if you want to learn how to promote anything else or anything in general, you will see that right here. Recently, one day ago, I did a live training on webinar promotions. So once you learn how to promote webinars, you also will know how to promote ClickBank products. You also will know how to promote anything else. Over here, you will see another one that you might want to watch. This one is called Affiliates Webinar. Okay, this one is called Promo Tools. This one is called Affiliate Links. This one right here is called JV Partners. Okay, all these videos promote groove.com. Okay, all these videos are training videos that teach you how to promote something. And again, the way that you would promote something is also the same way as how you would promote Groove or ClickBank products as well. Okay, so with all of that, once again, I highly recommend that you come here into our Groove channel, take a look at what is available over here in terms of training, and there is a whole bunch of them. Okay, JV page updates, as you can see, no BS events. That's another one. March Madness. New promo email swipes, as you see right here. Okay, there is a ton of training on how to promote stuff. All right, so new promo, free class, webinar promo tools. Go ahead, come and watch some of these. Another way that you can find some of these things is once you are here and you are on our main page, let's just say. Okay, as you can see, this is live because this is the live show that you're watching right now. All right, but regardless, if you scroll down and you take a look at some of our playlists, all right, this one that says Groove Pages for Affiliate Training or Affiliate Marketing, which is affiliate marketing training, this one will also be helpful for you as well. All right, this one is the Partner Program Affiliate Promotional Tools walkthrough. This one will also be helpful for you as well, because if we go to the actual partner program, let me just go ahead and go there and show you that right now as well. If I can find it. Yep, there you go. This one, and I'll type in this page right now, groovejv.com. groovejv.com. Once you're on groovejv.com, all right, if you haven't already, this is your first time here, all right, make sure that you read up on this, watch this video to learn all about the amazing Groove affiliate program, to learn how you can get paid weekly with our affiliate system, okay? But regardless, once you're down here, you will also see that there are promotion tools, okay? So yet another way that you can also learn is, of course, within our Groove Digital YouTube channel, we talk about the partner program affiliate tools right over here, okay? Those affiliate tools are basically these tools. Email swipes, which is one affiliate marketing strategy. Blog reviews, which is another affiliate marketing strategy. Articles, such as article directories or press releases, banner ads, thank you pages, logout pages, social media, video reviews, Facebook ads, signatures, you name it. These are all promotional strategies. Okay, so yet another answer to your question is if you want to promote ClickBank products or anything else for that matter, okay, these are additional strategies that you can use, which if you want to learn more about them in detail, once again, highly recommend that you go back into our walkthrough series where we do walk you through all those different types of strategies as well. Okay, going back to the actual question itself to make sure that I answer this completely, all right? How can I use Groove to promote ClickBank products, and is Groove free? The answer is Groove free. The answer is yes, there is a free version of Groove that you can use, which is able to allow you to use everything that we just mentioned. You can still be an affiliate. You can still use the promotional tools. You can still use Groove pages, whatever else, you can still use it. Is there an upgrade option for you? The answer is yes, but you are not obligated to upgrade until you feel like you are ready. All right, so if you want to simply promote ClickBank products, if you want to promote Groove, if you want to promote anything that you want, the free version of Groove will allow you to do that as well. But of course, I might be a little bit biased. I highly recommend that once you're able to, consider to upgrade, because you're going to get a lot more options as well. Okay, we have another question right here from Linny. She is saying, when will Groove Livestream be available? If it is, where in the dashboard does it live? Okay, so what I want to invite you to go to right now, Linny, is this page right here called groovefunnels.com/infographic. Okay, and hopefully this serves to answer not only this question about live stream, but also anybody's question in regards to any products that we will be launching soon, if they're available or not, and everything else. Okay, once you go to groovefunnels.com/infographic, what you're gonna see is this page. Okay, this is our 2021 rollout schedule. Of course, depending on when you're watching this, this may or may not be updated. In fact, some of these, by the time that 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months later, this is a page that's going to continue to get updated. Okay, so as you scroll down, you will start to see a lot of the different products, a lot of the different apps, a lot of the features that are pending to be released in due time, as well as targeted dates. Okay, keep in mind, these are not the hard-coded dates. These are the targeted dates, because as we know in technology, anything can happen, right? We might need to change up on our teams. Maybe something goes wrong. Maybe somebody gets sick. Maybe something happens. Who knows, right? So these are targeted dates, which means that these are our goals for all these things to be released on these certain dates. And so to answer your question specifically, Groove Live is not GrooveWebinar Live. GrooveWebinar Live is the live version of the Groove webinar system, which allows you to do webinars for Groove Livestream, GrooveStream. Okay, you can see over here, the target date is September 30th. Okay, not a hard black and white set in stone type of date, but that is the date that we are aiming to launch it. Okay, it might be before it. We've had different features and different products actually get launched before their launch date. And of course, we have ones that are launched afterwards, and then we have ones that are launched on time. So take this with a minor grain of salt. It depends on a large variety of other factors, but hopefully that answers your question. On September 30th, GrooveStream is scheduled to live. And for this particular product, you will help you to stream to social media platforms such as Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. So that is the main difference between GrooveStream and what we saw moments ago, which is GrooveWebinar Live. All right, so hopefully that will answer your question. And the second part of the question was, if it is, where in the dashboard does it live? Just so that you know, anytime that a product is actually live already, okay, this is your dashboard. You will find all of your apps right here on the left side of the menu where it says apps. Once you click on that, anything that is live, you will see right here, okay? As you can see, GrooveStream is not on this list just yet. So when it is and becomes available, you will see it right here. Now over here, this also has a little link for future GrooveFunnels. And so not all of the products are listed over here. You can see that GrooveStream is not listed over here, but a few examples such as GrooveWebinars, GrooveDesk, GrooveCalendar, GrooveSurvey, these are coming soon. Once they are live, they will be right over here. This is where it will live. Okay, so hopefully, Lenny, that serves to answer your question. Okay, and then Lenny has a follow to that. Yes, thank you. I just thought that with you using it, maybe something had changed. Guess you're just testing it. It's nice. Unfortunately, I'm not using GrooveStream. I am using something called StreamYard. Okay, so this StreamYard is a third-party tool. It does not belong to to Groove. GrooveStream will be a StreamYard competitor. We've been using it for like over a year now. And so it's what we're using in the meantime until GrooveStream actually comes out. All right, so hope that answers your other question as well. Going back into some of our questions, if I can see them. I'm seeing a lot of different things just going, and so it's quite a challenge trying to pin down some of the questions over here, but it looks like in the meantime, we have another question right here from TS. What if I speak Vietnamese? What can I do? I'm in New York. Thank you. If you are referring back to what we talked about earlier about GrooveAsia, it actually doesn't matter what language you speak or where you're located, okay? Because obviously for GrooveAsia, it's many different languages. I only speak, a couple dialects of Chinese. So if I want to expand into Vietnamese, if I wanted to expand into Thai, if I wanted to expand into Indonesian, right, or whatever else, of course, we need to work with people who speak those different languages. So if you have an interest in working with us and be a part of our community, first of all, it doesn't matter that you're in New York, because again, right, everyone is always in one single place. I'm in Malaysia, but still I'm working on the efforts to expand all across Asia as well. So it doesn't matter where you are, you can be in New York. In fact, it's a good idea because it means that we have different people in different time zones. But simply, if you want, reach out to me personally, or in the ticker below, you will see multiple ways that you can actually get connected with our GrooveAsia communities on social media, whether it's our private group, our YouTube channel, our page. I highly recommend that you be a part of all of those, because on those pages, as well as in our groups, we also talk about how you can be a bigger part of the Groove team as well. So if this is something that you absolutely want to do, then of course we invite you and we welcome you into the GrooveAsia community. Okay, we have another Facebook user saying, how do we get our personalized link to post? I see some people with the GrooveFunnels.com name. How do we get our personalized link to post? I see some people with a GrooveFunnels.com name. I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about in terms of personalized link, because if you're talking about Groove pages, for example, then of course you can publish it onto your own domain name if you want. If you're talking about a YouTube channel, of course, you can set up your own redirect. Or if you're talking about an affiliate link, you can also set up your own redirect. So I'm not sure what you mean by saying I see some people with a GrooveFunnels.com name. Unfortunately, I don't understand exactly what you're talking about, but just so that you know, you can have your own custom domain name. You can set up redirects. You don't have to use GrooveFunnels.com if you don't want to, even if you are promoting something with GrooveFunnels.com, because you are 100% in control what type of link that you want to share it on, okay? And then Louise is asking, can we use Groove to create a French website or a French page? Does Groove support accents? From my understanding, it does. I've created websites in many different languages. I have not done so in French. I think the best possible way and the easiest possible way for you to get that answer to your own question is to try it out. Okay, go to Groove pages inside of your apps and see whether or not it supports. Just so that you know, I've done this in Chinese characters, and I've done this in Spanish. I've done this in Vietnamese, where they also have different characters as well. And so far, from my observation, everything seems to be working fine. Okay, so go ahead and try that for yourself. I think the best way for you to answer that is to answer your own question, because I don't know how to type in French. All right, so going on and moving on ahead into some of the additional questions that we are continuing to get. We have Maria, and I am going to share this on the screen with you right now so that you can actually see this with me. All right, Maria is asking, can I use a domain name I purchased from Wix with a free Groove account? One clarification, okay? When it comes to domain names, we don't purchase them. When you purchase something, it's yours, right? You own it, probably for life until you decide to sell it. With a domain name, you pretty much rent it, okay? You need to register for it. It's a lease, because after a year, after 2 years, depending on how long you actually register for, it does expire, okay? If you don't renew it, they take it back. And so with all of that, a domain name is not a purchase, so to speak, okay? Just wanted to clarify that. But answering back to your question, can I use a domain name that I got from Wix with a free Groove account? The answer is yes. Okay, the good news is that with Groove, even for a free account, you can also use your very own custom domain name, and that will allow you to use your own name.com, your own name.net, .name.info, or whatever else. And so the good news is you just set everything up and build your site the way that you normally would directly with Groove Pages, and then you can go ahead and publish it onto your own domain name. Okay, and then we have another question right here. This one is from VNet, and VNet is saying hello. Whoops, forgot to click on that. There you go. VNet is saying hello, and quick question. I purchased my domain. Oh, there's that purchase word again, right? You got your domain. So then do I build a website in GrooveFunnels and then connect it to my domain via CloudFlare, right? And what is the funnel for? Do I build a website and a funnel as well? I'm trying to sell an ebook. So this one is kind of like a few different questions all over the place. Let's try and break this one down, okay? You got your domain name. Then do I build a website in GrooveFunnels? You would then build your website. If you want to use Groove, you will build your website with Groove Pages. Okay, Groove Pages is the actual page builder within Groove. So don't get confused by the terminology. Okay, Groove Pages is the actual page builder, and then connect it to my domain to my domain via CloudFlare, right? So I think there's a little bit of a confusion in terms of, at least there is for me. You don't connect your domain. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. All right, in order for you to publish your website that you create with Groove Pages onto your own domain name, you're going to need to set that up. The easiest way for me to answer that question for you, okay, is I am going to direct you once again to youtube.com/GrooveDigital. Okay, youtube.com/GrooveDigital. And once you are here, I'm going to share my screen with you right now so that you can see what I am seeing. And I need to go back and take a look at the question again because I forgot already. Okay, so the domain name, okay? What you're gonna wanna do is you wanna go to right here where it says videos, okay? And a couple options, you can search for it, or you can scroll down and look for it. I believe last week I was looking for it and I couldn't find it, and it was right here in front of my eyes, okay? So over here, no, this one is wrong. How to connect your custom domain name to your GrooveMember. This one is for your membership site, never mind. I'm gonna scroll down again, and I'm going to, I did the exact same thing last time. I just noticed, okay? And I think this is probably because it was already a couple of months ago. So over here, okay, 2 months ago, you can see how to connect a custom domain to an outside DNS site, or how to connect a custom domain with Groove Pages. This is probably the video that you're gonna wanna watch, okay? So go to YouTube, or even go directly to our YouTube channel and search for this particular video, how to connect a custom domain with Groove Pages. And in about 6 minutes, David Lemon walks you through exactly step by step how you will be able to do that. Okay, so going back to the question itself, do I build a website with Groove? You will build your website with Groove Pages, and then you will want to base off of the instructions of this particular video over here, okay? How to connect a custom domain with Groove Pages. Watch that video, follow the instructions, and you will be able to publish your website on your own custom domain name, okay? So hopefully that answers your question. Let's take a look again at the actual question itself to make sure that I've gone ahead and answered everything in here. So I build a website in GrooveFunnels and connect it to my domain name via CloudFlare, right? And what is a funnel for? Do I build a website in a funnel as well? I am trying to sell an ebook. Thank you for putting context, okay? Whether you simply build a website, or whether you simply build a landing page, or whether you want to have a multiple step type of thing, that is going to decipher whether or not you will build a complete funnel or just simply a landing page or a full-blown website. If you're trying to sell an ebook, for example, okay, then I would probably recommend that you build a mini funnel for that, because you're gonna need a landing page, right? A landing page that hopefully is going to ask for somebody's name and email address in exchange for an ebook, unless of course you're trying to sell it, then that's a different story, okay? If you're trying to sell it, then you're gonna create a one-page website or maybe a sales page. And in that case, you don't need a funnel. A funnel is a multiple step process. So if, let's say, for example, all right, we go, and the best example that you can probably go with is, once again, why not, right? Go to GrooveFunnels.com. GrooveFunnels.com, believe it or not, is also a funnel. Why? Because the moment that you go to GrooveFunnels.com, on that particular page, the only thing that you can do is to sign up for your free account, right? You sign up for your free account, but the moment that you sign up for your free account, it's going to take you to another page where you are presented with the one-time offer. And so with that, these are multiple pages within the funnel. Now, I don't know how many of you actually went through the funnel itself. I'm not going to break down exactly what step of the process everything is, but whether or not you take action on that one-time offer page, if you say yes, it will take you to another page. If you say no, it will take you to another page. If you say yes, and then yes again, and then no again, then that will take you to another page. All of these different pages are different pages of what we call a funnel. If you want to promote additional things, give your viewers, your customers, your visitors more opportunities to sign up for more things from you, to buy more things from you, to learn more about different things, to go to your social media, right? To like your page, to subscribe to your channel. All of these are different pages of the funnel that you eventually will be taking your visitors through. So whether or not you want a funnel, 100% depends on you. If you have multiple things that you want to share with your people, right? You have an upsell, you have a downsell, you just want to give them additional opportunities to connect with you, whatever else, you as an option can, of course, create a funnel. If you want to keep things simple and you say, I just want to give away a free ebook, right? Enter in your name, enter in your email address. Once they click on submit, this person receives the ebook, whether via email or on a thank you page on the next page, then that's all you need to do. All right, so whether or not you want to create a funnel, once again, is up to you. What is a funnel for? That's another part of the question. Going back to the question here itself, what is a funnel for? A funnel is for you if you want to have multiple steps in your sales process. All right, so hopefully, Vinette, that also serves to answer your question. Now, as we scroll through and continue, I'm also seeing some additional comments. Carol is saying, hi, which features are available in Groove to manage taxes? In Europe, as you know, is there a specific video or tutorial on that? From my understanding, there isn't. So I guess in order for you to find an answer to that, go to our YouTube channel and do a search for taxes and see if you find an answer to that. But for me, I have not seen that probably because I'm not necessarily interested or looking for that. So with that, unfortunately, Carol, I'm not able to help you with a positive answer. If you can find one though, go to our YouTube channel, which once again, you can go to youtube.com/Groove Digital. All right, go there, do a search, and if you're able to find one on taxes, you let me know, and you can be my own personal Q&A. Okay, and this is a good actual example of how effective things can work in different languages. Unfortunately, I cannot read this, but as you can see, yes, we are a multilingual community. And we have a lot of people in our community who speak different languages. So if you're interested in being a part of our global expansion, definitely reach out and let us know. Going back into some of the questions. Okay, let's go ahead and see. This one is from Jeremy. Okay, and Jeremy says, hello, everybody. I signed up for the lifetime membership a few months ago. Congratulations, by the way. I switched from using Wix.com, and I was told by another website developer that Wix.com websites have less of a chance of being found on search engines. Interesting, okay? Though I didn't completely or quite understand why, I was told that WordPress is the best option because search engines find these websites much easier. I'm wondering how, if GrooveFunnels has similar issues being found by search engines as opposed to a website built using WordPress. Any insights would be highly appreciated. So this is more or less a search engine optimization type of question, and I will be the first to let you know, okay? When it comes to SEO results, SEO is short for search engine optimization, for those of you who are not too familiar with it. There is never a single platform that is ever going to be able to guarantee that you, by using this platform, will be able to be found by the search engines a lot more easier, okay? On the same note, there's also very rarely, okay, unless for whatever reason that domain name has been blacklisted at all, okay, that if you use a certain domain name, then you have a lower chance of being found. I'm of course talking about your example of Wix.com. The way that Google works is that either you are in good standing with them or you're just like non-existent at all, okay? The way that Google is going to penalize certain websites, if a domain name, for example, like Wix.com, isn't gonna rank well on Google, right, or other search engines for whatever reason, it's not that it's just gonna be more difficult for you to find it. It's not that just gonna be a less chance of your website being found by the search engines. If Google does not like Wix.com for whatever reason, then you're just not gonna be found, period, okay? That's just the way that it's gonna work. They don't like you, they're not gonna feature you at all. So with that understanding, I remember in recent memory many times that I have seen different search engine results with Wix.com, okay? So that tells me that Wix.com is in okay and good standing with Google as well as other search engines. So that statement, wherever it is that you may have heard that from, Jeremy, is not true, okay? The second part of the question, I was told that WordPress is the best option because search engines find these websites much easier, okay? Now, it is true that a website created by WordPress can be found easily if you actually utilize all of the different features and you do your on-page SEO properly, you do your off-page SEO properly, and the entire website on its own is just properly optimized. So going back to what I was saying earlier, it really doesn't matter whether it's a Wix.com website or a WordPress.com website, or even a GroovePages.com website, okay? What makes your website SEO friendly and whether or not you will be found by the search engines does not depend on your platform, okay? It depends on how properly optimized your web page actually is. It depends how much effort you've put into optimize your website. It depends on a lot of variety of different on-page and off-page factors, which is definitely going to take me more than just 2, 3, 4, 5 hours to explain in detail. Just to let you know, the Fast Start Marketing Lab that I was talking about earlier, back in January, February, I had just a few sessions talking about search engine optimization. I covered on-page stuff. I talked about off-page stuff. I think that for one of the sessions, it was like 3 or 4 hours. Another one of the sessions was like 4 or 5 hours. And so just with 3 sessions on SEO alone, we had like over a dozen hours worth of content. And that's not even the advanced stuff. But I will tell you what I will let you know what wasn't covered. Okay, what wasn't covered was what your domain name should be. So regardless of whether you are using Wix, whether you're using WordPress, whether you're using Groove or something else, that platform itself is not going to dictate how well you will rank in the search engines. You can rank well in the search engines with Wix. You can rank well with WordPress. You can rank well with Groove as long as you know what you're doing. And so the last part of the question, right? I'm wondering how if GrooveFunnels has similar issues being found by search engines as opposed to a website built using WordPress. The answer is no. I have many websites that have been built with Groove over the past year, and they are showing up on the search engines just fine. In fact, if you want to learn more about why SEO works really well with Groove, I invite you to once again go back to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/GrooveDigital. Okay, once you are there, go to our homepage right here, and one of the first videos that you're going to see, okay, is this one that's called "Did You Know That Groove Pages is Awesome for SEO?" All right, so if you want to learn more about why Groove is good for SEO and why that you're not going to have a problem with using SEO with Groove, watch that video. And of course, in due time, we will continue to share more content around SEO with you as well. Okay, so stay tuned for all of that. Hopefully, Jeremy, that serves to answer your question. We have another question here from Carolina, and I'm going to highlight this for you over here as well so that you can actually see the actual question. Carolina says, could someone help please? I want to run my education course via GrooveFunnels and have just found out that videos in the members area have to be hosted via YouTube or Vimeo, as Groove members cannot host videos themselves. Okay, this means anyone with the link will be able to find the videos for free. Is there a way to make the videos private, as I'm worried my life work can be accessed without me knowing and without pay? Okay, so just to let you know that yes, it is true. If you use a YouTube link, then anybody can download it. If you want to use something like GrooveVideo, that is something that you can explore as well. Okay, that is of course a Groove product. If you want to learn more about different types of third-party software such as Vimeo, I think Vimeo might have an upgraded paid plan, for example, where you can actually choose to not allow your videos to be downloaded, or if not, if I happen to be wrong on that, there are certainly other ones such as Wistia, as well as Amazon hosting, which allows you to solve these types of problems. Okay, so if you don't want to have your videos downloadable, then of course I highly recommend that you do not use YouTube, because YouTube, you are right, will allow anybody who has the link, even if it is unlisted, to download your video. So that is the unfortunate truth. You can of course consider to explore additional options with GrooveVideo. And then we have another question over here from Chidozi. Okay, and Chidozi is saying, hello guys, please, how can I integrate other payment gateway apart from PayPal and GroovePay? And how do you guys create your GroovePay account? So another multiple part question, right? If you want to create your own GroovePay account, simply go to groovepay.com. Let me double check that for you to make sure that that is the right link. I'm going to do this for you in real time as well, so that you can see it as it is going on. We were out on this page already earlier, so we go to groovepay.com. Let's see. Yes, this is the correct page. If you want to register for your very own GroovePay account, simply go to groovepay.com, click right here on where it says apply now, follow the instructions, and you will be able to get your own account. All right. Another part of the question, how can I integrate other payment gateway apart from PayPal and GroovePay? Well, if you know that you can use PayPal and GroovePay, it doesn't sound like your question is how to actually set it up, because for those of you who know, it would be via GrooveSell within your Groove account. But if you already see that GroovePay and PayPal are available and you're looking for other payment gateways which you don't see, for example, Stripe, for example, authorized.net, then chances are, and correct me if I'm wrong, okay, chances are you do not have an upgraded account, all right? From my understanding, and I might have heard this from somewhere before, if you're on the free account, there are limitations in terms of payment gateways that you can use, and they may very well be PayPal as well as GroovePay, all right? If you want to have full-blown access to any one of the payment gateways that are available, for example, then I highly recommend that once again, you upgrade your account, because once you do that, not only do you, of course, get a lot of the additional benefits and features, but if you're looking to integrate additional payment gateways in addition to PayPal as well as GroovePay, then of course, this is your option to do so, all right? So go ahead and upgrade to that, and hopefully that serves to answer your question. Taking a look at some of the different questions that are coming through, and we have another one here from Danny. Okay, and the question from Danny is saying, hey Groovers, does anyone have a descriptive list or summary of what each of the Groove apps do? For example, a couple of sentences on what GrooveMembers is for, what Groove Blog is for, Groove Cart is for, Groove Sell is for, etc. Okay, so a very good question. Let me think for a moment, because there's a couple websites that do come to mind. If we go back to the screen over here, and let's say from memory, groove.cm, perhaps? Groove.cm, or if you want to go to grooveasia.cm as well, that might be another option, because I actually put together a site that may answer your question. Groove.cm, if you come over here, you will see right up top where it says products. Okay, so over here where it says products, you'll see a few. I'm not sure if every single one of the products are here as well, but of course, if you want to learn more about what GrooveMember does, right here, okay, here's the list. Deliver courses and content behind password protection for your members. GrooveVideo is for marketing-oriented video player, display videos using marketing supercharged player embeds. This one says GrooveWebinar live webinar platform, present live or hybrid webinars to an audience. As you can see, this is a list of the different products as well as a very small description on what these actually do. Okay, so hopefully this will help you a little bit. And for all of you, by the way, who are wondering how you can upgrade, talk about upgrading your account into lifetime platinum, you want to use some additional benefits and features that you don't have right now or wherever else, here's another page that I want to show you that also serves to answer this question, okay? And this one is groovefunnels.com/upgrade. If you were around for the Groovathon that we did back in October of 2020, you might have seen this video every single hour on the dot with Michael Sim saying, hey, upgrade by going to groovefunnels.com/upgrade. Go to groovefunnels.com/upgrade, right? And he said this over and over and over again. We saw that video over and over and over again as well. This is the page, okay? groovefunnels.com/upgrade. And when you scroll down, okay, of course, this gives you the opportunity to upgrade to the lifetime platinum. If you're wondering where you can go to actually upgrade your account, this is it, okay? Once you scroll down a little bit more, and hopefully it's still here. Is it still here? Oh, yes, it is still here. Here's another list of different products, different apps that are within Groove, right over here. And you can see a description of what it is, as well as what software it actually replaces. Okay, so that is another place that you can go to hopefully find out more information about the different software products that are available in our platform. And of course, give you more information about all these different things as well. Hopefully that helps. Okay, going back into our questions. Annie is saying, I'll paste this in right here. Annie is asking, what will you suggest to host my email account from my custom domain? I saw some people said use Zoho, but I would like to know what will Groove suggest to use. Okay, so a very good question. And if I go ahead and scroll up on another question, I just felt like I kind of saw this question before, and it looks like this one is a very similar question from Louise saying, will I be able to create a separate email account associated with each website or domain name, right? I believe it's the exact same question that Annie is asking in regards to email, okay? The answer to Louise is yes. You can use Zoho as what Annie is mentioning over here, okay? So with Zoho, Zoho Mail is one of many different names that have seen being thrown around when people are saying that they want to leverage on using their custom domain name within Groove. However, they also want to have emails associated with their account as well, associated with their domain name. And so with that, the answer is yes to Luis. You can do that. And for Annie, okay, I saw some people said use Zoho. That is absolutely correct. But I would like to know what will Groove suggest to use. Just so that you know, from David Lemon himself as well, he did also recommend that we use Zoho. But if you want to know what it is that we use, okay, at groovedigital.com, of course, at groovedigital.com, you would know that this is a domain name. This is a website. It's also being created by Groove, okay? And if you notice some of our email addresses, for example, support@groovedigital.com, you would also notice that, yes, we will also be able to do that. And the way that we did it is not by Zoho. It's not by another one that I've actually seen recommended. In fact, we use Google Workplace. Okay, so with Google Workplace, you can do a search for that. It is something that Google offers as a service. And so you can use that to work with teams. You can use that for unlimited Google Drive files. And one of the additional features is, of course, you can use that for your emails as well. In fact, anytime there's a brand new team member, anytime there's a brand new department, anytime there's a brand new need for us to create a brand new email address, Donna, right, very easily just says, okay, no problem. I'll just create a brand new email address for that. And there we go. We have that. Okay. And so with Google Drive or Google Workplace or Google Team, I don't know. They have so many different names. I don't know which one is which anymore. Okay. But the one that I believe I see over and over again in our own specific department is we use Google Workplace. And with that, you can also have a lot of different benefits. You know, they can host your domain name and all those things. So go ahead, do a Google search for that, read up all about it. One of their benefits is, of course, you also get to customize your own domain name email address. So definitely make sure that you read up on that as well. Okay, that is the one that Groove uses. Okay, David is asking, has Groove Mail been released? I know it will be rolled out based on seniority. It should have started 1st of May. We don't have access yet, apparently. So if you have not received access based on the video that Ms. Donna actually shared with us last week. By the way, David, if you didn't get the chance, I want to invite you to our YouTube channel and go to where it says videos and watch this video from Donna Fox where she explained live about the seniority, about the rollout and all of that stuff. And so the good news is everything is underway. All the progress is being made. And so if you haven't had access yet, or if you haven't received any emails yet, then I guess we just continue on with the wait. I'm also waiting on it for my own, for some of my own personal accounts as well. So I'll be waiting just like all of you as well. All right. So hopefully, you know, patience is of the virtue. Going back into some of the questions that we have, Annie has another question. In fact, Annie has a series of different questions. And Annie is saying, I bought the domain name from GoDaddy. Bought, right? Actually, we just rent them. We don't get to own them, unfortunately. But regardless, do I need to switch to Groove to host my domain? What is pro and cons with switch Groove? Okay, so I believe you're wondering what are the pros and cons of switching to Groove. Just to answer your question, all right, if you register your domain name with GoDaddy, what you need to understand is that the registration is just for the domain name. All right. If you are also on GoDaddy, and if let's say that you did not buy their hosting, all right, then you still need a web host in order for your website to actually work. Now, one thing to note, Groove allows you to host directly on the Groove servers. All right. However, it doesn't allow you to register a domain name, at least not yet. So I'm just kind of breaking down the terminology to make sure that I understand it. If you got your domain name from GoDaddy, you do not switch your domain name to Groove. Okay, you still keep your domain name within GoDaddy. That's where you register your domain name. Later on, once it expires, that's also where you're gonna go to renew that domain name, okay, at GoDaddy. You're not gonna renew it onto Groove. We currently do not have that option for you to do that, all right? So that's that. What is the pro and cons with switching to Groove? Well, the thing is, you're not gonna be switching to Groove, all right? If you have your domain name on GoDaddy, then your domain name remains on GoDaddy, remains as your domain name registrar, remains registered with GoDaddy. So you're not going to be switching over to Groove with that. All right. Now, if you say that you have also purchased their web host, or you leased it, or you rented it, or whatever else, okay, then I would say that if you're using Groove, then you're not going to need that anymore. The pro, of course, is that Groove is going to host it for free. Okay, with all the different things that is being integrated, you can also get SSL for free. It means that your site is secure. You get the HTTPS for free. I don't know if GoDaddy charges extra for that. I know certain other domain name registration companies, they do. Okay, if you want HTTPS, you want your website to be secure, you want everything to be SSL and all those different things, you need to pay extra. Okay, you need to pay extra, and they charge you every single month, they charge you every single year, or whatever else. With Groove, the benefits, of course, the pro is you get to do it, and the HTTPS is available to you for free. So I don't know, again, whether or not that is your main question, but of course, if we're going back to domain name, GoDaddy, you do not switch your domain name from being registered into GoDaddy to being registered into Groove. That's not how it works. However, with your GoDaddy registered domain name, you can still host that website that you create with Groove directly on Groove and use that custom domain name as well. So hopefully that's a little bit more clear. All right, and then if we go back into some of the comments again, I see David saying, thanks, dude. I watched the video, no issues. Hopefully it will help you. All right, you're very welcome, David. All right, another question that we see also from Annie over here. Annie is asking, for shorter the time for the sale of my course. For shorter the time for the sale of my course, I'm planning to set the membership site, check out, and thank you page for my course without a more complex funnel for now. I'm wondering, will I be able to clone the design and set them up for future complex funnels of my marketing? Okay, trying to understand and dissect this question. Okay, for a shorter time, you want to sell your course using the membership site. Yes, you can do that. Okay, when it comes to checkout, thank you page, and everything else, that's not the membership site anymore. I'm assuming you're talking about the funnel, which you would then create with Groove pages, right? And so if you're saying, I don't want to have a complex funnel at this moment, I want to do it in the future, am I able to clone the design? Okay, assuming that I'm understanding your question correctly, the answer is yes. Okay, you can always go back in and make any changes to your website that you want. If you don't want to create your complex funnel right now, but later on you say, yeah, maybe I want to add in those upsells. Maybe I want to add in those downsells and cross sells and front end products and all these different things in the affiliate program. You can always go back and make those changes later on. No issues, okay? The site is yours. It's within your account. You can add pages, delete pages, edit, make changes, whatever it is that you want. Absolutely, you have 100% control, okay? If you're talking about creating a funnel and then different pages and you want to clone that for a different website later on when you're ready to upgrade everything, the answer is also yes. You can clone any page that you want. You can clone an entire website. In fact, you can share your entire websites in funnels if you want to as well. So no worries, Annie. If you're just starting out, you want to go through this one step at a time, you're selling your courses, you want to do your membership site first, all fine and dandy, no issues. Just make sure that later on, when you are ready, you go back into your Groove pages, not GrooveMember, okay? Because Groove pages is where your funnels are actually going to take place. But if you're asking about whether or not you can add additional things to your membership sites, different levels of membership, different modules, different whatever else, the answer to that is also yes. Okay, the answer is yes. You can always go back and check those and make those edits as well. All right, so hopefully that answers your question. Annie is saying right here, okay, I would like to know how to integrate the Zoho email with Groove and use my own custom domain name. So for example, right, you want to use your own support at anniekwong.com, for example, right? So yes, you can absolutely do that. Again, the good news is when you go over here to youtube.com/GrooveDigital, all right, you will find our YouTube channel. And what I recommend that you do, because this is something that I believe was done many, many, many months ago, go over here on the side and do a search for Zoho. Just do that. Okay. And by the way, if you have different questions about how to do certain things, just go to youtube.com. Go to our YouTube channel. Okay. Do a search for it first because chances are, not 100% of the time, but chances are good that we do have some answers for you here already in the form of videos. So when we do a search for Zoho, you can see right here, it says getting a professional email address with your domain name that is connected to Groove pages. I believe this one talks about Zoho. Okay, this one over here, email forwarding to a branded email address using your free email accounts. Maybe this one talks about Zoho as well. Okay, so it looks like there are multiple different videos that talk about email forwarding using a professional email address. I did a search for Zoho. These came up. Chances are, right, Zoho was mentioned in all of these, and hopefully this will serve to answer your question with that as well. All right, and so with that, Annie, okay, come to our YouTube channel over here, do a search for Zoho, and hopefully you'll be able to find some answers to your question right there. All right, and then another question right here. I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to paste it in so that you can also see the exact same thing that I see. Annie is asking, what is the suggested method to use while GrooveMail is not available for the time being? I believe I answered a variation of this question earlier. There really isn't something that I personally would recommend to you if we're just using this for a short term, right? Because usually if we make the commitment to do something, we make the commitment to use it, we intend to use it for a very long time. And so if you are looking for a temporary recommendation, okay, I would probably say the same thing I said earlier. Take a look at all the available integrations that Groove makes available. For example, MailChimp, which is free for the first 2,000 people, first 2,000 subscribers, right? There's also something like GetResponse or Aweber, which is free for a limited amount of time, right? I would probably say that if you want to use them, you can, right? However, with GetResponse, with Aweber, with some of the other ones, it's going to charge you money after a while. If you want to use something for free, but let's say not limited to the first 2,000 only. I mean, another suggestion that you can consider is Google Forms, right? Google Forms allows you to collect leads. You're not able to email them out, so to speak, but if you want to email, you can use MailChimp temporarily, or use your Gmail, whatever strategies that you want to use. I would probably say, if you simply want to collect the leads, then use Google Forms to collect the leads later on. When GrooveMail is ready, then you can go all out and start using that. All right, so those are just a few different names of products and software that you can consider. Finally, another question from Annie. I have been told to upload YouTube unlisted video of course content to GrooveMember. Just wondering, will it keep the videos in private in membership area and no one can get the link to download them, right? Or should I use GrooveVideo? If yes, am I still able unloaded? The unlisted YouTube videos in there. Okay, so let's try and break up this question. I've been told to upload YouTube unlisted video of course content to GrooveMember. Okay, just wondering, will it keep the videos in private membership? Okay, so if your videos are uploaded onto YouTube, there is probably a very high chance that people will figure out that it is on YouTube. They will find your YouTube link and they will be able to download it. Okay, so even though it is in a private membership area, it doesn't protect your YouTube videos from actually being downloaded. Okay, so just wondering, will I still be able to keep the videos in private in the membership area and no one can get the link to download them? That is incorrect. Okay, so people can still figure out, if they're savvy enough, how to find the actual link of your video. Go to youtube.com and they will be able to download it. Or should I use GrooveVideo? You can use GrooveVideo. If yes, am I still able unloaded the unlisted YouTube videos to there? I am having trouble, Annie, understanding this part of the question. Let me read it a few more times. Am I still able to upload the unlisted YouTube videos in there? If that is your question, you can upload any video onto GrooveVideo, including videos that are unlisted onto YouTube. Yes, so if you want to use that as another option, Annie, you can do that as well. Okay, so I'm doing my best. Hopefully that answered your question, and hopefully that allows you to proceed forward. All right, and then I'm looking at some of the questions that may be here, of course. And just to let you know, a lot of times the questions that you type in, they may or may not come through within the actual Groove stream, okay? Within the StreamYard, what I'm looking at right now. So just to let you know, if I somehow missed your question or something, it's not because I skipped it or anything, it's because it just never showed up in the first place. Last time I was on Facebook, I saw a whole bunch of questions that were not actually shown on here. So once again, if that happens to be you, over here, you'll see right below on the ticker, there's a place for you to submit questions. Go to grooveover.to/questions. And sometimes these questions also coming a little bit later as well. So I'm not sure what's up. But there is one that came in just now. It's from Craig. It says, I am a Groove Lemonade subscriber with alerts turned on, but I never got an alert when the sessions are starting on Tuesdays and Fridays. So I either forget or I join late. Are the alerts working? It's working for me. Craig, I'm not sure why it's not working for you. Maybe you can try subscribing and turning on your alerts once again. Do it a second time. Who knows, right? This is a third party. Like if you're turning on the alerts on YouTube or on Facebook, obviously it's nothing that we can control. But just to let you know, I turn on my alerts also, and I see the notifications. All right, so that's just me. And then Louise is asking, concerning emails, does that mean that Groove Emails doesn't host our emails and that we have to purchase email provider outside Groove so that Groove Email is more like an autoresponder? GrooveMail is an autoresponder, okay? It does not host your emails, so you're not gonna be able to connect your domain name with it. In fact, you should connect it with another one. All right, and then Luis is asking the same question. In fact, I see many of the same questions which finally came through from Luis. Congratulations, your email came through, or your comment came through. Hopefully it answered your question. Rob is saying, there are a lot of people concerned about email. Is everyone properly trained on email funnels and sequences and copywriting? I think the answer to that question is a very, very confident no, right? Because when you say everyone, that includes the, I don't know, billions of people who might be on Earth, right? Is everyone properly trained? I would probably say no. Even if you're saying is everyone in our community properly trained, I would definitely also say no, because our community is growing every single day. And so with that, we'll definitely want some additional ways for the sake of the health of GrooveMail, the technology, as well as the longevity of the usage of this for not only us, but for you and for everybody involved. I think that some appropriate training is in order. Thank you very much, Mr. Roth, for bringing that to our attention and, you know, just suggesting it, whether it's a suggestion or not. I think that it's a great idea that we somehow, some way inform the team over at Groove that this is something that is probably very necessary, because if people do it the wrong way once again, then things go haywire once again, it goes down once again. It's going to be a big problem for many of us. So whatever those basics are, and as much as necessary, then of course we want to put that into action, right? The training into action. And it looks like there is one more question coming in over here. It says, and I will paste this in for you here as well. Okay, hi all, can please advise if the following are ready: GrooveVideo, GrooveMembership, GrooveWebinar, thanks. Okay, so I think I kind of went through a little bit of this earlier, right? The answer to the first one, GrooveVideo, is yes. The second, GrooveMembership, GrooveMember, is yes. And the third one, GrooveWebinar, is not yet. Okay, so once you are right here within the dashboard, all right, to answer your own question, anytime that you're wondering whether or not software is ready, log in, go to where it says apps, and right here on the left side of the page, all right, anything that is ready, you will see right here. Of course, pending GrooveMail, it just so happens to be ready in my account, for one of my accounts for this one, okay? But if it's not ready for you, then you're not gonna see this over here, all right? So whatever is ready for you outside of GrooveMail, okay, you'll be able to see. So your question is GrooveVideo, right? You see that over here? You should also see the same thing that I do. So that means that GrooveVideo is ready, okay? GrooveMember is right here, and you should see the same thing that I do. So GrooveMember is also ready. And then down here, well, before that, the last question that you had was GrooveWebinar. We don't see GrooveWebinar over here, right? But if we click on future GrooveFunnels, you will see that GrooveWebinars is right over here, which means that yes, this will be a future product. And by the way, if you want to learn more about where you can find out additional information about future products that will be released, then I highly recommend that you come over here to where we have on the page for you right now, groovepages.com/infographic. And this is the page where you will be able to see a lot of the different products that is scheduled to be launching very, very soon. Okay, so if you're wondering about GrooveWebinar or GrooveStream or whatever else, you'll see that, you know, on this list, we have a list of the targeted dates that you can continue to explore. Okay, so with that, I'm gonna go back into the comments. Whatever shows up, shows up. Louise says, thank you, important clarification and in perfect timing. You're very welcome. And I'm looking through some of the different questions, and for me, I actually don't see any more. All right, so with that, I want to appreciate you and thank you for your time joining us here today on this live Q&A. If you have any additional questions, make sure that you stay tuned for the next time that I do actually announce a Q&A, ask your questions over there. All right, and of course, when we do go live, we will be able to address some of your questions live and on the air. So on behalf of the entire Groove team and myself, the entire community. We appreciate you. We thank you. Whether you're watching us live or whether you're watching us on the replay, this is something that I believe is going to be tremendously helpful if you just go out there and watch it. All right, so until next time, I believe my next session is scheduled for Friday at 12 a.m. my time. Okay, so another early morning, and now it's already approaching 2 a.m. now, by the way. We've been here for close to 2 hours. 12 a.m. my time on Friday, or actually Saturday, so it'll be about 12 noon for EST time zone. You do your own time conversion, all right? So make sure that you stay tuned for that. You'll see another post inside of the group that says Q&A. Ask your questions over there so that we can address this for you live. And of course, until next time, we're going to continue to share additional information with you and collaborate with you inside of the groups. Check out all of the links inside of our ticker so that you will be able to see the best ways to connect with us, to ask your favorite questions, and also how you can socialize with us on social media. All right, so on behalf, again, of everyone else and myself, I want to thank you for your time here today, tonight, wherever it is that you happen to be. And of course, take action right now. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you, as always, on the inside. Cheers, folks. We'll see you on the next live Q&A, as well as anything else. Have a great day.